The technical studies and slope charts are all housed in the Study menu. And there are some very distinct and important differences between some of these selections here that I'd like to go through. First of all, if you want to apply a study directly to a given chart, one quick way to do it is to simply choose one or more of them from these menus here. So for example, I could do unbalanced volume like that. And as you can see, it's checked now, so to speak. The little radio button is slid over, or pivot points or what have you. So that's a little bit clumsy, but a very direct way to do it. Another more elegant way to do it with more control is via the Technical Studies dialog box. So I can choose that, and as you can see, it already has the two items I chose by the menus, which I will delete by clicking X like so. And you can see as you do things here, it does affect the chart immediately behind. But in this dialog box, you see on the left side a scrollable list in alphabetical order of all the various studies you can apply. So for example, moving average is a very common one, and you can fine tune this any way that you like. So I could, for example, add a 50-day exponential, well, change it to 48, excuse me. Just type it in directly to be a little cleaner. I can choose the colors I want and so forth. The choices you're presented with are pretty self-explanatory, but if there's more information you want on any specific study, you can just click on the question mark, and it'll bring you a new tab about that particular study and really go into detail about what the various choices mean. Now, a couple of moving averages is extraordinarily simple, but what I'll do is go to Study Sets and show that you can save any given collection of studies as a study set, which I've done so already here, as you can see. Or you can access the published study sets that fellow slopers have created. And you can also search for any specific words you're after. But a study set is a quick one-click way to get to a perhaps complex arrangement of studies you've created by way of this. So if I wanted to save this ridiculously simple pair of moving averages as a study set, I would click Save Study Set, and I could either replace an existing study set, in other words, overwrite it with these, or I could create a new study set like so, and that would be deposited over here. For each of these sets of mine that I've created, I can either load it, delete it, give it a different name, or share it with everyone else in the community. There are some instances where it says unshare. That indicates items that I've shared already with others. But this is a way for the community to pass around different collections of studies they feel would be useful. A couple of other items over in the study menu itself. You can clear studies like so, which will eliminate instantly all the studies you've applied. There's the Studies Help, which gives you a good general introduction to the features. Here, by the way, is a direct way to get to any of those study sets instead of having to go into the dialog box. So I can just choose any of these instantly and apply that set of studies to the chart I'm looking at. And that raises the final point, which is the statement of the chart I'm looking at. If I choose any collection of studies, be it in a study set or individually chosen, every time I punch in a symbol, that same set of technical indicators will be applied. However, you may have an instance where you want a particular symbol to always be presented with a particular study set. So for example, if every time I looked at the S&P 500 index, if for whatever reason I always wanted it to have the set of moving averages like so with it, I could attach the study set. Now this has the exact same effect as simply applying, in this instance, the moving averages study set to the chart. However, when I go to other symbols, like for example, if I go to the cubes in the ETF, it will show me that chart, but notice there's no technical study set. It hasn't been applied to this because all we did is specifically apply that study set, in other words, attach it to that given symbol. And I can likewise detach this, as you notice the menu's changed here. This is directly associated with this study set. I can detach it so it doesn't bother me with that anymore. And that's about all there is to it.